Yes, sir. Hot Mic Sports, where we get the mic hot. You already know how it goes here. I'm your host, Dev. So let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. I appreciate y'all for joining me today on our newest episode. And today, we're going to be talking about where does James Harden rank amongst all-time shooting guards and maybe some of your favorite NBA players. And despite everything going on in the NBA these days, James Harden came up to me because I was thinking about his legacy, right? The other night, James Harden had an interesting stat line, and it got everybody's attention. He had 20 points in the first half, okay, and 1 assist. He ended that same game with 20 points and 1 assist. And it got everybody thinking, hey, what's going on? Is he in somebody's pocket? Is this got something to do with sports betting? Like, what's going on? And I find it very interesting because James Harden for a long time has been a certain kind of player. And we've been used to seeing him play a certain way. And so now that, he's slowing down a little bit with age, he's playing for this, I think, his fourth team now. He's playing with Kawhi Leonard. He's still a solid point guard. He's still got the old man rep game. He's still going to give you double-digit points. He's still going to give you double-digit assists. At least you would think. And so any other time that it's not going that way, it kind of raises a red flag. But today we're going to talk about James Harden not in that way. We're going to talk about James Harden in a way of respect, admiration, legacy. Where does he rank among some of the greats of all times, including some of your favorite players and mine too. 2 of them which are behind me right now, and the great Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. So let's talk about it for a minute. Where does James Harden rank amongst all-time shooting guards? We know he's not better than Mike. We know he's not better than Kobe, but there are some questionable selections. A lot of people talk about Dwyane Wade. Some people talk about Allen Iverson, right? I mean, just to name a couple, which seem to come up frequently a lot in this conversation. Now, with that being said, we got to take some time to step back, take off the biased glasses, and let's talk about the game of basketball. All right? Being that this NBA season is back, I figured I'd do this episode because I am going into this season trying to appreciate some of my favorite players who are fading out of here, right? Because you got the newest generation of players coming in, which you can already see. And, a lot of these players are going to be compared to players of this generation, previous generations, because it's only natural that we compare eras. Now, let's talk about James Harden in the sense of being a top 5 shooting guard of all time. Where does he rank? Now, this is an interesting stat line for you. Over James Harden's career, he averages 24 points, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists. Okay? That's interesting, right? Because he's tied with Michael Jordan in 60-point games with 4. Okay? He's third all-time in 50-point games behind MJ and Kobe, with Kobe having the most 50-point games ever. Kobe has the most 50-point games ever. Then it's Michael. Then it's James Harden. Okay? We already know the legacies separate themselves apart. Kobe is who he is. MJ is who he is. And James Harden is kind of the in-between of the Dwyane Wade and the Allen Iversons, right? He hasn't won as much as Dwyane Wade, but when you watch him play, clearly the skills are better. He's scoring more statistically. He's getting everybody involved. Just a different game. But when it comes to championship pedigree and teams and being at the height of their career and their peaks, then you have to bring up Dwyane Wade, okay? This is the one who's compared to the most, even more than Allen Iverson. Now, none of these players have had the cultural impact that Allen Iverson has had, right? Maybe Michael. You can say Michael because Michael changed the game, and a lot of us look up to MJ, including those players I just named. And when it comes to James Harden, and I'm trying to figure out what has James Harden done for the game, right? Besides making the beard look cool, the shifty moves, the crossovers, the stat line, free throws a lot. But what has James Harden truly done for the game of basketball? Well, I'll tell you what he's done for the game of basketball. He's allowed some of your favorite guards, shooting guards specifically, who like to score, have the rock in their hands a lot. Okay? I'll throw out Luka Doncic as a comparison. Going to score a lot of points, and because he scored a lot of points, he's going to get players involved. He's going to always be on the rebounds because of their height. They're always around the ball, and they run the offense. The offense runs through them. Now, James Harden won 2018 MVP, leading the Houston Rockets to a 65-17 record. And this was the year where they had acquired Chris Paul. This was the year that They actually went to the Western Conference Finals and was up 3-1 to the Golden State Warriors, which they couldn't seal the deal. Most three-pointers missed in all-time playoff games came from the hands of James Harden and the Houston Rockets, which leads me to winning and championships and legacies, because sometimes it's not all about scoring points and getting the MVP. Usually the MVP comes when you win a lot of games and you're taking your team pretty far in the playoffs. So James Harden not ever seeing the finals, James Harden not getting past the Western Conference Finals for a few times in his career with the Houston Rockets makes me question where he does rank in the all-time shooting guards. I can't put him over Kobe. I can't put him over MJ. Those guys are in their own stratosphere. Let me say that again. They are in their own stratosphere. We already know where them two going to rank, and you can't put nobody in their stratosphere except for them two. But what I can do is I can compare James Harden to Dwyane Wade. I can compare James Harden to Allen Iverson, because at the end of the day, if I had to pick three, if I'm playing pickup ball, who I want on my team, I'm going with James Harden. And it just is what it is. He's a better shooter. He's a better ball handler than Dwyane Wade. He's a better shooter than Allen Iverson. The ball handling can be compared. Better range, James Harden. I mean, this is what it is, man. Who's more dangerous to score from all three levels of the court? James Harden. You got to respect James Harden's game, whether you like it or not. Whether he gets to the free throw line too much for you, or whether he's out there showboating a little too much for you, or whether the step-back move that a lot of players have carbon copied is too much for you, you got to respect James Harden on the court. Double-digit points, double-digit assists, you can pretty much chalk it up. That night, he's going to give you a bunch of points. He's going to get everybody involved. We know he's going to get to the free throw line a lot. So he has 24 50-point games, all right? We already know Kobe has the most, but he has 24 50-point games. Dwyane Wade don't have that. Allen Iverson don't have that. Like I said, it's only MJ, it's only Kobe who have more. 60-point games. He has 4 of those, tied with Michael Jordan. Kobe and Jordan are the only ones you can compare. Allen Iverson doesn't have more than one 60-point game, and Dwyane Wade has none. Okay, none. However, when it comes to legacy and winning, Dwyane Wade has the edge on him. D-Wade did it from a young age, leading his team to his first NBA Finals with an NBA Finals MVP back in 2006, with Shaq coming back on the Mavericks. He has 2 more with LeBron James and that Miami Heat team that they assembled with Pat Riley. However, Dwyane Wade was only the best player on that team one of those years. It seemed to be no matter who you paired with James Harden, whether it be Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook, who are respectively 2 of the greatest point guards of all time, with James Harden was still the better point guard on the same team, which is crazy. I believe at this point in James Harden's career, after the Philadelphia 76ers and now playing with Kawhi Leonard in LA, where he's back home, we might as well go ahead and get ready to enjoy this latter part of James Harden's career. Because James Harden's probably not going to get an NBA Finals. He's probably not going to get another NBA MVP. Hell, he's probably not even going to get another scoring title, because he has some of those too. He also has a 60-point triple-double, which he had 11 rebounds and 10 assists that game. We've only seen one player do that more, and that was Luka Doncic with his 70-point triple-double. So while we sit here and put some things in perspective about James Harden's career, we have to learn to appreciate this, because we're probably not going to see this again for a while, even when you look at some of the talent that's coming to the league now. None of them can shoot the ball like James, put the ball on the floor like James, and put up the stats like James, other than Luka Doncic and Nikola Jokic. Nobody on the perimeter is doing this. That's why we had to take a moment to stop and let's look at James Harden and say, hey, he's one of the last of the Mohicans. He's one of the last great players we're going to ever see put up the stats that he does from the shooting guard position. Nobody's doing it right now. And he's in the latter part of his career where he's still mentioned with some of the relevant players now. So let's take a minute to step back, appreciate James Harden, and say, hey, Beard, we appreciate everything you've done for the game. We appreciate you. All the things that you've done to solidify your legacy over the last 5 to 10 years, we appreciate you. And we haven't even mentioned the 6th man on a team with Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, Serge Ibaka, 2011 Western Conference champions who went to the finals. We haven't even mentioned the 6th Man of the Year award. You know why? Because he left that team to go to the Houston Rockets and become one of the greatest players of all time. Top 5 in his position, if not top 3. So let's go ahead and appreciate James Harden right now, y'all. Here at Hot Mic Sports, we're all about legacies. We're all about appreciation. We're all about taking sports and just taking a step back and saying, hey, let's appreciate what we have witnessed. Because Gen Z wants now to compare all the generations before them. When they haven't seen a lot of these players play, they want to take the stat lines and say, hey, this has made him the greatest of all time, or he's better than this person, or he's better than this person. When in all actuality, you still have people walking the face of this earth, including myself, who has seen all of these players play. And I am one who appreciates the things that they bring to the game. I am one who appreciates the comparison of legacies, who appreciates the comparison of skills. I am one of those. And here at Hot Mic Sports, we're going to take the time to smell the roses. And we're going to take time to not only appreciate the older players, but embrace the new players coming into the game. Whether that be football, whether that be basketball, whether that be baseball. And in this case, basketball. So let's appreciate the Beard, y'all. Let us know in the comment section, where do you guys see the Beard? Do you appreciate his legacy? Where does his legacy rank amongst all-time shooting guards? Let us know on Hot Mic Sports. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to follow. Don't forget to subscribe. This is Hot Mic Sports, y'all. Thanks for joining me today. This is Dev signing off. We're talking about the Beard. Hey, soon we're going to be talking about what about sports betting, y'all? What is it doing to the game? What is it doing to all sports? Here on Hot Mic Sports, that'll be our next subject. Thanks for joining me. This is Dev signing off.